I haven't watched the thing on HBO since last night was just such a great sports night. But I will tell you that, yes, they've gotten money for earmarks for District Detroit, but it is impossibly difficult to get big condo complexes and housing built right now in the city. I've seen 3 major real estate, condo complexes fall by the wayside when developers are going in to go get financing, because you can't just do it out of pocket. It's very, very expensive to do this. The banks are requiring 50% of the product to be sold before you can even break ground. So there was one in Midtown that was going to be built, and there was going to be 70 units, and they got to 15, and they just couldn't sell them all. City Modern is just now delivering what they started building in 2015, which is in Brush Park. It's really difficult to build something right now with financing. And so we have this grandiose idea of, build it and they will come. Well, that's fine, but the banks aren't allowing them to just build and then they'll come.
Well, Scott, thank you for the intel on that. How do you know all this?
I'm a real estate agent.
Okay.
I've seen it, multiple times. There was one that was going to be at the Boulevard and Woodward, and it was going to be high-end condos, and it's actually owned by the Fisher Building.
Okay.
And they needed financing, and it isn't that easy. It isn't just as easy as saying, well, in New York they build a building, or in Chicago they build a building. We're still coming back, and there's a ton of stuff happening. But like City Modern is Dan Gilbert's project, and it's going over in Brush Park.
And that's been green-lighted. You said they've sold enough to get that financed.
Well, it's been built, and people started buying them in 2016, 2017, even early 2018. They are just now delivering condos. So
real quick, Scott, why do you think the Illiches haven't come out and just said this?
Because it doesn't matter. I don't think that what they say matters, because public perception is really hard to get over. And
I guess they should fight it. Hey, we appreciate the intel on that.
Here's what has been said. Sean Platt, who's the vice president of corporate communications for Illich Holdings, released a statement. And it says, our organization is 6 decades of dedication, commitment, and positive impact throughout the broader Detroit community. We're exceptionally proud of our accomplishments, including the creation of thousands of jobs, the restoration of various historic buildings, and the development of a downtown sports and entertainment district, which has surged since the opening of Little Caesars Arena. It's unfortunate when a media outlet emphasizes the voices of the critical few and not the voices of many who would present the positive story that's taking place across our city. The result was a self-interested, sensationalized, and inaccurate report designed to attract viewers instead of a balanced report on the rebirth of Detroit and our contributions to city's turnaround. Public funds for the arena came from specific tax dollars allocated to fund a catalyst development project that would drive economic growth in the city of Detroit. Our commitment to the city was to develop a $450 million arena and within 5 years deliver $200 million in additional development directly or by others. The reality is that we exceeded our commitment, and also know that this catalyzed numerous other development projects in and around the arena, including a variety of residential. We invested over $863 million in state-of-the-art, award-winning arena and are on track to have over $200 million in private development completed this year, roughly 5 years ahead of schedule. We remain undeterred in our commitment to the city and its bright future. We will continue to invest in successful projects that will drive jobs creation, economic growth, and enhance for years to come the quality of life for Detroiters.
Pretty strong statement. I mean, I think what is necessary, too, is for them to go through and address specifically what HBO is accusing them of.
Did they address the District Detroit itself in that statement, though, and why, that area, not the stadium and things like that, but why the neighborhoods that they promised and the renderings and all that stuff that they haven't broken ground in any of it yet? Because when you go to the website, all the names for the neighborhoods that they had, said they're going to develop, they've taken those down. Like, so I just, I know it's a small statement. But
are they going to say it's going to happen?
Yeah, because it didn't sound like they addressed like, hey, we're going to do it still or anything like that. Right?
The only thing close to that is where it says we've invested over $863 million in a state-of-the-art, award-winning arena and are on track to have over $200 million in private development completed this year, roughly 5 years ahead of schedule. So
I want you to
feel like they're doing
the artist renderings and then put checks next to the
I feel like they're saying. We're going to continue doing stuff, but maybe what we promise isn't exactly going to happen. Kind of like the LED lights on top of the arena.
Yeah.
Like, I'm still kind of upset about that, to be honest with you. Like, hey, I kind of wanted that cool, those lights, but
they can do that later on.
Yeah, but besides that, I feel like, yes, they're going to put more money into it.
Well,
like
an example, of the trickle-down effect doesn't really work, but an example of it is the Pistons moved down there, and they're building a practice facility down there, which brings commerce and brings more people, and it takes up some space. Like, it's a vacant lot that gets filled. So
it's a vacant lot that gets filled, but it's filled for the purpose of the basketball team. It's not like hey, here's a new restaurant that's going in.
But that's something that wouldn't have been there if not for LCA. And, I'm that's an example of it, but it's not like a great, this is why you do it to get a Pistons practice. So you need more stuff like that.
No, but the big fat answer to HBO would be something where they say, look, over here, this is where we've broken ground on building a 300 unit condo complex. And over here, we're breaking ground next year. This one's going to have 500 units for apartments, and including 20% that are affordable housing. That's what needs to be done, because that's what was kind of promised.